Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and it is a bombshell landmark day at the Supreme Court, and it's great news for the Trump administration. But it was also time for a smackdown to be laid at the Supreme Court. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. The Supreme Court gave a monumental decision today when it said that the district court judges do not have the constitutional authority they believe they have in most cases to issue nationwide injunctions. And what that means is the district court's decisions will be limited to the districts in which the decision was made. That is a monumental decision for Trump, who now cannot be stopped in most cases by some rogue liberal district court judge trying to put the kibosh on his agenda. Massive victory. But Justice Jackson, she didn't like that very much. Now, you remember that's the justice appointed by former President Biden, and she went off in her dissent on an absolute screed, talking about how it's basically the end of democracy, the end of the country. This is a horrible day for America because, of course, Democrats are nothing if not dramatic. These are all, I say all the time, these are all kids that were probably in drama in high school. Well, Justice Barrett, she gave them a taste of their own medicine, laid down the law, said nobody's above the law, right? That's the mantra the Democrats have been preaching for years. Nobody's above the law. Well, Barrett shoved it right back in their face. It was beautiful. And by the way, she went off a lot more than I'm saying here. So you need to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, and as we've talked about, it's starting to rain out here today. It's just one of those days at the Supreme Court where it is raining down also from the bench. We talked about, and we've all talked about, this back and forth between the dissent from Justice Jackson, which is really, really forceful and very gloomy about the future of the judicial institution. And we talked about some of what Justice Barrett said in response to her in the majority opinion. She spent several pages expressing where she feels Justice Jackson has gone too far. She ends her portion of the Justice Jackson majority opinion saying this: Justice Jackson would do well to heed her own admonition that everyone from the president on down is bound by the law. That goes for judges, too. So I can only imagine, as they had the initial vote after they heard this case May 15th, there's been a lot of sparring back and forth within the building behind me because some of these dissents feel very personal, and the back and forth with the majority opinion at times. As I said, Justice Sotomayor is reading from the majority dissent right now. What will be interesting to me is to see if Justice Jackson reads from her dissent. It's the secondary. She was the only one. There's no sign on to that Justice Jackson dissent. It would be very rare. I don't know that I've ever seen that happen in the years I've been covering the court. But because this thing has been so heated back and forth between these two justices, I'm watching to see if maybe Justice Jackson gets a chance to read from the bench as well. We've got 5 more opinions to come, but this one, of course, taking all the headlines and oxygen while we wait.
I love our all-star team. Thank you, Shannon. And we are just going to take a quick break. We are waiting for those additional cases to come through. But this one, a blockbuster